Have you ever sat with your morning coffee, quietly watching time slip by, wondering why your muscles seem to weaken, even though you're eating well? I've met countless people over 60 with that same question. And here's the surprising part. Sometimes the answer lies in the spoonful of chocolate powder you stir into your coffee each day. Sounds strange, right? A patient of mine from Colorado once said, "Doc, I've been drinking cocoa for a year and don't feel any stronger." But when I dug deeper, I realized she wasn't using real cacao. She was using processed cocoa, and that's why 70% of the benefits were slipping away right before her eyes. Today, I want to share a truth few talk about the seemingly small difference between cacao and cocoa that can transform how you preserve strength, memory, and energy after 60. Are you ready to uncover this secret? 1. Raw cacao and muscle benefits. Imagine this. Inside your muscles, millions of tiny blood vessels work every second to deliver nutrients to every fiber and tissue. But as we age, those pathways start to clog, no longer transporting nutrients as effectively. That's why, after 60, many people feel fatigued, their muscles recover slowly, and even bending down to pick something up can cause aches. Enter raw cacao, unroasted, unprocessed cacao, a key that unlocks those pathways again. Packed with powerful flavonoids, it acts like a crew clearing the roads, improving blood flow to muscles by up to 30%. The result? Your body absorbs protein better, and your muscles get nourished and recover faster from daily activities. I recall Margaret, a 71-year-old patient. After 2 weeks of switching from cocoa to raw cacao, she said, "Mornings are different now. My legs don't feel heavy anymore. I can walk through my garden without stopping to rest." That's the quiet strength raw cacao brings. 2. The misunderstanding between cacao and cocoa. What troubles me most isn't that older folks don't care about their health. It's that they do care, but they're often led astray. Walk into any supermarket in the US, and you'll see shelves lined with dozens of chocolate powders, each boasting labels like healthy or rich in antioxidants. But behind those flashy words lies a disappointing truth. Most are cocoa that's been alkalized or Dutch processed, stripping away 60 to 90% of its beneficial compounds. I once met John, a 68-year-old from Texas. He diligently added a spoonful of his familiar cocoa to his morning coffee. But after months, he didn't feel stronger. In fact, he felt more tired. When we checked the label, there it was in fine print, Dutch processed. That process had robbed him of the benefits he was hoping for. Maybe you've been like John, believing you're nurturing your body, only to realize you're sipping sweet chocolate powder instead of real cacao. It's a common mix-up that costs many the chance to hold on to their strength in later years. 3. Theobromine in cacao. A gentle, sustained energy source. One thing that surprises many older adults when they try cacao, within 30 minutes they feel sharper, their steps lighter, without the jittery, racing heartbeat that comes from too much coffee. The secret lies in a special compound in cacao, theobromine. Theobromine works differently from caffeine. If caffeine is like a roaring fire that burns bright and fades fast, theobromine is like an oil lamp, glowing softly and providing steady energy for 4 to 6 hours. It doesn't push your body into stress but gently lifts you, keeping your mind alert and your body vibrant. I recall an elderly patient who told me, "Doc, I don't need that second cup of coffee anymore. A bit of cacao in the morning keeps me gardening all afternoon without feeling worn out." That's how cacao quietly supports you. Not rushing, not unsettling, but steadily fueling your endurance. Have you ever wished for that kind of energy? Quiet, unhurried, yet lasting through the day. 4. Common mistakes when choosing chocolate, instant powders, syrups, and industrial cocoa. One of the things that breaks my heart is seeing older adults believe they're drinking chocolate for better health, only to unknowingly harm themselves. You've probably seen those colorful boxes of instant chocolate powders, sugary syrup bottles, or chocolate-flavored coffee creamers in the supermarket. Their packaging is eye-catching, with promises of health benefits. But the truth? Most of these products are packed with sugar, artificial flavors, and additives, with so little cacao or cocoa that they're practically meaningless. I remember William, a 65-year-old patient, who faithfully mixed a packet of instant chocolate powder into his morning drink, hoping to boost his health. Instead, he found his knee joints aching more and his muscles growing weaker. When we checked the label, the first ingredient listed was sugar. That sugar didn't just cancel out cacao's benefits, it fueled inflammation, worsening his joint pain and muscle fatigue. Maybe you've also thought a sweet chocolate drink was a healthy choice. But here's the reality. If sugar or syrup tops the ingredient list, you're buying more harm than health. 5. Natural cocoa, a gentle choice for sensitive stomachs. I know some people shake their heads when they hear about cacao. Doc, it's too bitter, I can't stomach it. And truthfully, not everyone can handle the bold flavor and natural acidity of raw cacao. For those with sensitive stomachs or acid reflux, natural cocoa, unsweetened and non-alkalized, can be a gentler option. The difference lies in the roasting process. When cacao beans are roasted to make cocoa, the acidity drops, making it easier on the stomach. Of course, some antioxidants are lost in the process, but if you choose the right kind, natural cocoa powder or unsweetened cocoa, you still get meaningful benefits for your muscles and energy. Here's a little tip I share with patients. Add a pinch of black pepper to your cocoa. Sounds odd, but the piperine in pepper can double the absorption of flavonoids. Mix in a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil, and you'll not only boost absorption, but also gain steady energy to power you through the morning. Remember, cocoa isn't useless. When chosen and used wisely, it can be a gentle ally, supporting your health without upsetting your stomach. 6. The real impact and power of persistence. I often emphasize to my patients, health doesn't change overnight, but your body always responds when you stay consistent. The same goes for natural cacao or cocoa. After just 1 to 2 weeks, many people notice a clear difference. Feeling more alert in the morning, lighter on their feet, and finding daily tasks easier to handle. I recall the story of Margaret, a 71-year-old patient. She used to dread gardening because even bending down to pull a few weeds left her back aching. But after a few weeks of adding cacao to her morning coffee, she beamed at me and said, "Doc, I feel like I've grown wings. I can garden all morning without needing a break." The joy in her eyes was the most powerful proof of how small, consistent changes can make a big difference. Imagine this, just one small spoonful of cacao each morning, and after a month you might walk more comfortably, move with greater ease, and feel a few years younger. It's not magic. It's the well-earned reward of persistence and making the right choices. Has 7. A scientific perspective, heart health, memory, and sleep. When it comes to cacao, many people only think about its benefits for muscles. But with over 30 years of working with people over 50, I've seen its impact go far beyond that. The flavonoids in cacao don't just nourish your muscles. They also help keep blood vessels soft and elastic, improving blood flow. This is especially crucial as we age, when blood vessels naturally become less flexible, increasing the risk of high blood pressure or heart disease. I've seen many patients stabilize their blood pressure after a few months of consistently using cacao, and they often tell me their heart feels lighter with every beat. Beyond that, cacao has a remarkable effect on the brain. By boosting blood flow to the brain, it can enhance short-term memory and mental clarity. Some studies even suggest that cacao can help ease feelings of sadness or anxiety, a precious gift for those in their later years. That said, I always remind my patients, enjoy your cacao in the morning, not in the late afternoon or evening. While theobromine is gentler than caffeine, it can still make it harder to fall asleep if consumed too late. So today, we've explored what might seem like a small detail, the difference between cacao and cocoa. But as you can see, sometimes it's the little things that spark big changes in your journey to stay healthy after 60. A spoonful of cacao in the morning isn't just a drink. It could be the bridge to a stronger body, a sharper mind, and a calmer heart. I'd love to hear your story. Have you ever tried adding cacao or cocoa to your morning coffee? How did it make you feel? Share your experience in the comments below. I read everyone, and I truly value your real-life stories. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with loved ones who are also looking to stay healthy, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more insights. In my next video, I'll dive into the 3 biggest mistakes people over 60 make when trying to build muscle and simple ways to avoid them. Until then, here's to living healthier, longer, and happier together. See you soon.